Yeah, you read that right. The FBI is currently investigating Steam, and if you use Steam, there's a real chance you could have been affected by a cyber attack and not even know it. I came across this the other day while doing what every normal gamer does, doom scrolling. When I saw that the FBI had launched an entire investigation into multiple Steam games that weren't actually games. They were malware, not fake games, not broken games, actual malware. Now, I want to say this right now before we go any further. If you have downloaded any of these games, delete them immediately and check the FBI victim report form in the description, because these titles, BlockBlasters, Chemia, Dashverse, Lampy, Lunara, PirateFi, and Tokenova, were being used to steal your information and install Trojans onto people's computers. And here's the part nobody is really talking about. In some of these cases, the malware wasn't even there when people first downloaded the game. It got added later through an update. So even if you did everything right, you still could have been hit. And the craziest part about all of this is that this probably worked on a lot of people watching this video right now. Because let's be honest, we've all opened Steam, scrolled through some random cheap or free game and thought, yeah, why not? And that is exactly how this happened. Steam is the go-to spot for PC gamers. Every other launcher is either limited by its selection of games, its parent company, I'm looking at you, Ubisoft, or the fact that it just isn't very good, Xbox. So a lot of people flock to Steam. The platform saw record numbers in 2026, just like it's been doing for the last 10 years. So you would think they'd put a little bit of effort into vetting their games, but apparently not. This isn't the first time this has happened either. There was a game called BlockBlasters that was literally on Steam, looking completely normal, free game, nothing crazy, and then at some point it got updated, and that update turned it into malware. Like, imagine downloading a game and then one random update later, it's just stealing your stuff. And it actually worked too. People were getting their accounts drained, passwords taken, all of that. And then there's another one called Chemia, which is honestly even worse, because the one didn't just have one piece of malware, it had multiple. Like, not only was it stealing information, it could also install more stuff onto your computer after you deleted it, which basically means once you had it, you were just cooked. And this is where it gets really weird, because this wasn't just like one or two random games. There were multiple titles doing this over a long period of time, which is why the FBI is even involved in the first place. And the thing that really gets me about all of this is that these games didn't look suspicious. They weren't like free V-Bucks, click here.exe. They were just normal looking Steam games. Some of them even had reviews. Some of them were in early access, which people download all the time without thinking twice. And in some cases, the malware wasn't even there at the start. It got added later. So even if you did everything right, checked the page, looked at the reviews, you still could have gotten hit. And that's kind of the scary part about this whole situation, because Steam is like the place you're not supposed to worry about this stuff. Like, yeah, if you're downloading something off some random website, that's on you. But Steam, that's where people feel safe. And that's exactly why this worked. Because think about how many times you've done this. You're bored, scrolling through Steam, you see some random cheap or free game, it looks kinda interesting, and you just download it without thinking. That's literally the entire strategy. And the problem is, Steam gets flooded with games, like thousands of them, especially early access stuff. And there's just no way every single one is being heavily checked. So stuff like this actually slips through more often than you might think. And when it does, it's not just a broken game, it's always something way worse. Now, to be fair, these games have been taken down, and right now there's no sign that they're still active threats, but that doesn't really fix the actual problem, because now we know this can happen, and if it can happen once, it can happen again. So next time you hop onto Steam and you start scrolling through random games, just slow down for a second. Check who made it, see if they've actually released anything before, because yeah, this sucks for indie developers, but at this point, you kinda have to be careful, because after all of this, I'm definitely not downloading random games like I used to, and you probably shouldn't either.